Hello, my name is Andy Connell and you are watching a screencast produced for foundation degree students on the Internet Systems module, specifically web design specification. A web design spec is a formal document that's going to explain how the system is to run. There might be a number of reasons as to why it's required, perhaps to agree with a user exactly what it is that they're going to be getting prior to going and building it. Another very good reason might be to divide work up between perhaps a graphics designer and a coder. The point is that there is a need to formally record how the system was put together and how it works. There's some candidate topics which we will be running through. Not all of them are perhaps relevant to all websites, certainly things like data maintenance and process description, relevant perhaps where we have back-end databases, but perhaps less relevant for broadcast-only internet sites. So we'll start with planning. Planning essential. The danger if you don't plan is that you will sit there with your little new shiny toy of a website, polishing it away in the corner to no great result, and in the end it never sees the light of day. You need to have a very tight delivery schedule. Tasks need to be pushed along. That allows you to control costs. That allows you to determine when your go live date is. And there's a bit of an eternal triangle going on, and as much as you try and deliver it quickly, it's going to cost you a lot of money and you might compromise the quality. You want high quality, it's going to take time, it's going to cost you money. You want to do something cheap, well, it's going to cost you quality. Or alternatively, perhaps it's going to take a very, very long time. So whenever you come to planning, just remember this resourcing triangle: money, time and quality. Now with regards to the functional descriptions, there are a number of elements here. First off, the purpose of the site. We've seen on other screencasts the importance of understanding your audience. Other elements on there are external links. How are they to be handled? External links will often help with Google rankings, certainly if people are linking to you. Page level security, how's it going to be maintained? Things like online databases, data flow diagrams, probably a bit too advanced for this course, but the sort of examples I'm talking about perhaps summed up by retail sites which capture customer orders. Moving on, data maintenance, very much the flavour of a commercial interactive site. Perhaps users' orders are captured, perhaps their bank details are captured to a back-end database, normally via form objects, perhaps working using PHP or ASP to update the database. I'm not going to talk too much about this, although one must always remember the Data Protection Act and making sure that if you are capturing customer information, you are compliant with the clauses of that act. Process descriptions really go along with the data maintenance, probably a bit beyond the scope of this course. Interfaces, that's a big one. So what we're going to do is take a template example and try and break it out into its component parts. So first, if we took a web page and tried to consider the various sections inside it, those sections might be caused through frames, might be divs, might be tables, but we need to know how the web page is divided up into its various areas. Another category of information is, where's the information coming from that's inside the website? Perhaps it's coming from a text library, a library of images. All these things, the colours, the style associated with the text and the images, again need to be recorded. Moving on, definitions of colour. What sort of interactivity is present on the page? These might be JavaScripts, these might be navigation links. Once the interface has been established, you want people to use that website, you've got to make sure that if it's not perfectly obvious inside the design, and it rarely is, that there is a help facility there for people who get stuck. The last thing you want is someone sending you an email or sending you a text message or even a telephone call, even worse, asking you how to use the system. If it's not completely intuitive in the most sort of child's play kind of manner, then include online help and give the users a chance to work it out for themselves. Testing, again this goes back to just how much functionality you've got. If you've got a relatively straightforward broadcast only website, probably not that much testing, but the testing you should always be doing is cross-browser testing. I mean, I run 3 different browsers. We've got Microsoft IE, we've got Firefox, we've got Google Chrome. You've got to make sure that the product that you've produced looks good in all 3 and probably more. So testing, how should testing be laid out? Well, test plan, classic test plan from systems analysis. We've got a description of the test, the data being used, what we expect to happen, and whether it actually did happen or not. So classic test plan. Quality thing must always be, and I keep on saying this, we're encroaching into systems development here generally, fit for purpose, must be fit for the job for which it was created. Of course that implies that you know what that job was in the first place. So quality, very, very important. Configuration management can be an issue. Configuration management, really a very flash way of saying version control. Making sure that all the products are correct and up to date. And an appendix is always a good idea. I mentioned the idea of image libraries and text libraries. It can also be a place where we can hold our Java scripts and any other reference material which is included inside the website or related to it. So finally, in summary, a spec explains how the website's going to work. We test to prove that it does work to specification, and we apply standards to make sure that the end product is of sufficient quality for its stated purpose. Okay, that's the end of that one. Thank you very much.